go. Now we live. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Thank you for joining me. Peace. Evolving constantly. Peace. Let's learn today. African Princess Naomi. Hey, baby. Let's go. Everyone, welcome to the room. Welcome, everybody. Let's learn, let's learn, let's learn. Time to learn some things, go to school. Buenos dias. Time to go to school. Yeah. What's up? To all who are joining, glad you made it. Yeah, glad you all made it. I'm gonna pour me some tea and then we're gonna start because we're not gonna waste a lot of time. I wasn't here yesterday. Yeah, I took a day off, much needed. I've been doing these series for like over 30 days straight. Over 30 days straight. So I've been, over 30 days, about maybe 24, about 27 days. Much needed day off. And that's the thing, you gotta not overcommit. Sometimes we overcommit and think that we can't get out. We be like, but I said I was gonna be there every day. So people ain't gonna die and kill themselves. You're not there every day. Today I'm drinking African autumn tea. I'm drinking African autumn tea. Go find it. You should find it. It's really good. It's by Barney's and Sons. African autumn tea. All right. All right, y'all, let's start. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, all right, all right. Y'all ready? Let me take my hat off today. Y'all ready? Okay, I'm gonna pull this screen down. Okay? And then, we're going to get back to work. Okay? We're going to get back to work. Alrighty? Alrighty. Hold on first. Let me pin it. Let me pin it. Let me pin. No, I don't want to do that. Why am I doing that? Okay. Then we're going to open up. Come on, man. What's with that? All right. Pen. Okay, hold on. trying to remember this. Oh, there we go. All right. I don't want this screen up anymore, even though I had my big screen up. I forgot how I did that last time. There we go. There we go. There we go. I got it now. I'm usually not that bad at technology. I'm good. I'm somewhat okay. All right, let's wake up. Let's wake up. Let's wake up our spiritual being that's sitting inside, that's been laying dormant for the last couple of days. Because when you miss out on these, your spirit goes back to sleep. Because you probably, I'm not going to project, but some of you ain't doing the work. Okay? And you need me to be here to continue to wake your spirit up. So let's wake up the spirit just a little bit. Okay? Let's do that. And we start with a breathing exercise. And we breathe in. Raise the breath. Raise it. And then we inhale all the way up to the top. Let it rise, let it rise, let it rise. We let that breath rise. Hold it for 4 seconds. And then we explode. We let it come out. We let that breath rest slowly out of our lips. This is you relaxing back in the soul, right? So let's do it again. Let's breathe again. In. Breathe out. Awaken. Let's talk about forgetfulness and why this happens a lot. Okay? Let me wake up. Let's talk about forgetfulness and why this happens a lot. And a lot of it has to do with a lot of you. Okay? I'm in the way of my own. All right, look, y'all. This book, this message, these messages is based on the best-selling work. My best-selling work, Breaking Out, Escape the Fear of Failure. You need to go comment in the comment section that you want a signed copy order of this book. I have books with me. You can get a signed copy order of this book. Or you can go to Amazon and just buy it from there and still pay the same price you're going to pay and at the same time not have a signed copy. Listen, my book is going to be curriculums and philosophies that students in college will be using and learning about. And I'm not saying that vaguely or facetiously. Why? Because I have a book that's already a curriculum in the schools here in my town. So I'm not wishful thinking when I say that. I know that that's possible for me because it already has happened for me. You understand what I'm saying? Where my school, my book has been adopted as a curriculum on personal development for kids in middle school, for middle school kids, for personal development teaching, a requisite if teachers ever need to use it, and sometimes they do. And I always get an email when they do too. It's kind of funny because they'll always email me and send me a nice little note about the book or the study of it, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful once you desire to use it. And this book will also be a curriculum or a philosophy or a thesis that you're going to be writing about or studying about, or you understand what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. It's going to happen. Okay? Everybody here? Everybody is in the building? Everybody here? We're all here? Okay, good. Let's talk about removing mental forgetfulness. I hope you got you some tea, because I got mine. And I hope you came ready. I hope you came ready to learn something. All right. So let's do why we have mental forgetfulness. Why is there mental forgetfulness? Thank you for joining me again. I am Omaka, the light, the enlightened poet. Okay, and I am here to bring you inspiration and motivation and guidance for your daily lifestyle, or your daily living. So you can go on. Hold on. That's not supposed to happen. Let me pin that. Okay. So you can go on living your best life, making right decisions and choices. Why is forgetfulness even a part of this whole pattern thing because people forget all the time. And people forget not on I forgot this one time. No, people forget on a consistent basis. People forget on a consistent basis. A lot. You understand? And this is this one right here hits home for me. Because it's just one of those things where you deal with it. You gotta deal with it. You feel me? And I'm just short-tempered sometimes to not want to deal with things like that. And I'm either short-tempered or because I'm not mildly tempered. If I'm either short-tempered or I'm cold-hearted, meaning I don't have any feelings left. And my feelings are something that emotionally I could check out anytime and be checked out all the way. I could check out anytime and be checked out. And emotionally. And so therefore now, when you come with a forgetful mentality around me, and all these patterns I'm talking about, I don't display often with myself because I know how to check these things. You see what I'm saying? I know how to check these things, and these are things that got to be checked on a constant basis. And you got to, I'm going to say this, and let me stop monologuing around here. If you are not waking up, and I said this before in the last one, if you are not waking up, taking some controlling thought over your day, you're not processing, you understand what's happening with you, going on within you, then you're allowing yourself to be forgetful. And this is why journaling is very important. Because even if you're not journaling from your own, from some lesson you're learning, but you may just be journaling everything that's inside of you. And you need to journal everything that's inside you so that you are clear. We clear up the roadblocks that's going on inside of us. Iyanla Van Zandt said we need to do the ancestral work. We need to do ancestral work because of the cellular memory. And you understand that not just ancestral work, but we got to do the self work because, yes, of cellular memory. And if we're not doing the self work, if we're not clearing by doing things like journaling, if we're not clearing the space within our cellular membranes, then what is left for our cellular little cells to remember? For our little cells, what is left for our little cells to remember? That only which we are comprised of. If you don't feed it new information, how is it going to remember anything new? How is it going to remember to start anew? How is it going to remember to wake up anew? How is it going to remember anything new because you're not feeding it anything new? But if you're just constantly cycling in the same old dead information, cycling in the same old stuff, and you're not picking anything up, you're not feeding your mind, your cells, you're not feeding yourself new memory information. What is there for it to remember? You understand? And so if it's not remembering, it's doing what? The opposite of remembering. It's forgetting. Because something new could be told to you and you forget. Because it's holding on to forgetting. It's not holding on to new. It's not holding on to that any given second, any given Monday, any given Sunday, any given minute, any given day, we could be brainwashed. We could be washed all over again of our cell membranes. Because you're constantly feeding it. So guess what? There's no retention. There's no retention of old information staying within. Not saying that you can't call back and recollect and recall old information. You can always recall old information, but you don't have to. You don't have to stay with old information. So if I'm feeding you something, my cellular memory or my cellular membrane knows that any given day it can be brainwashed. It can be washed of its brain, of its membrane. It can be washed of its old information and be brought into new information any given day. Why? Because I'm always picking up something for it to learn new. What is the saying goes again? The scripture, transform yourself by the what? Renewing of your mind. Renewing of your mind. We got to be transformed. If we continuously stay with old information and we're not cycling, washing in, clearing out the space, if we're not like a river, we're not flowing with living water, if we're not allowing living water, which is brand new, living today, updated information, if we're not flowing with new, if we're not constantly updating, if we're not constantly flowing with new water, new living water, if we're not constantly flowing with updated information, new information, if we're not constantly flowing with new information, then we're like a pond that is stagnant water, and then it begins to collect all kinds of bacteria, all kinds of diseases. You understand what I'm saying? Viruses. You understand when you got retained water, it collects bacteria, it collects viruses. And this is nature. We are nothing different from nature. I need you to understand this. We and nature are very much the same. And so like a pond that sits too long, it begins to collect bacteria. It begins to collect viruses. It begins to collect all type of things that's not really good for you. So you're not built with that kind of stomach to drink that kind of water like a dog is or something. And so when you drink from a pond, you're going to end up being sick. And this is what happens with old information. The more you don't cleanse yourself like a river, always cleansing itself of old water and bringing in new. If you don't constantly cleanse yourself, you're getting sick. And sick in a sense where you are slowly becoming mentally ill. And I'm not talking about mentally ill like the term that they use today. The term that they use today when they say mentally ill, like you got a health issue. But when I'm talking about mentally ill is that your mind is becoming sick. Your mind is becoming sick because you are not feeding it new information. So your mind becomes sick. Why? Because you're retaining old catalog, old dialogue, old conversation, old stuff. You're retaining old stuff. And you're not washing, you're not giving your little cells, you're not giving your cellular self, your molecular self, you're not giving it the notion that any given second, this information, you're not giving it any given second, this information could be washed out of me and new information could be coming in. Cycling in new information, cycling in a new information. And so you forget a lot of stuff. You forget the smallest things. You do too much and you're forgetting. And why is this a pattern? This is a pattern because you're not cycling in. You're not cycling in new information. And let me tell you something. Meditation is not going to help you cycle in new information. I'm just going to be real with you. And I'm not saying meditation is an isolation of itself. It's not. What I'm saying is it's not the only thing that won't help you become enlightened. Or when you do meditation, you're practicing meditation for a bunch of reasons, and reasons that I'm not going to name off. But one of the reasons that you shouldn't be doing meditation is to hope that you could get the information out of a book that you did not read. You understand what I'm saying? To think that meditation doesn't work like, oh, I want to get the information out of this book. You can get the concept of the book by reading the synopsis on the back. All you can do is get a concept of the book by reading the synopsis on the back, but the synopsis is just an excerpt. It's just a little piece. It's just a little bit about the knowing and the knowledge of the book. But you cannot retain information out of the book without reading the information. That's just impossible. So meditation is not going to help you retain information as far as like that. So you need to, you can use meditation for stillness, for calmness, for envisioning, visualization, for manifesting, seeing things already happen before they happen. Premonitions, you can call premonitions. You're using meditations for a bunch of different reasons. But the main reason you should not be using meditation is to think that you're going to retain information that you did not read yourself or tell yourself. Okay? And so if you're not telling yourself certain things, if you're not telling yourself or reading for yourself, then it's not going to work for you in a sense where you're not going to become a new person, a new being. And every day you should be working on being a new being with new information. New information. Surrounding yourself with new information. Constantly. Upgrading and updating. Because every single day the plants are receiving new information. You understand? The plants are receiving photosynthesis, which is just a light form of information. Every day plants are receiving new information. And you should be receiving new information as well. And so you forget a lot of stuff that's happening in the present moment. So, point one. People who forget a lot are people who don't know or don't take the time to think through. People who forget a lot are people who don't know or don't take time to think through. And it's usually the latter. You just do not take any time. You rush with things and you go places and you just quickly grab. There's no thinking process going on. Yes, the process of evolving. Now see how you throw evolving in there, evolving constantly. There is no taking time to think anything through. So wherever you go, it's a rush act. It's I gotta hurry up and get here. I gotta hurry up and do this, and you think that being in a space or being back somewhere or being back home or being somewhere where you're most comfortable at, that's another thing too. You're running away from the uncomfortability. You're running away from being uncomfortable, and you're trying to get back to a place of comfort. That's why you rush through things. You're trying to get back. You don't like doing hard stuff. You don't like being out in hard places that makes you. You don't like you so self-conscious. You don't like you feeling like you're being judged. And so you don't want to be out. So you rush back to get to a place of comfort where you feel secure and safe at. Why is that? You rush back to a place where you feel safe and secure at. Why is that? And so that's happening. Forgetting things is happening with you not thinking through because you are so in your mind with other things about you, about the subconscious thing going on with you. Is people looking at me? Is people watching me? Do I got something hanging on my nose? Is my hair right? Is my clothes right? I'm not dressed right. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And so you go out, you do things, but you come back, you say, "Oh, I forgot," because you were stuck in old information. You didn't retain the new information. And it happens a lot. It's not like one time. Because you don't retain the new information coming in. There's a block going on, and so you can't retain anything. You understand? And you don't have a practice of doing it. You don't have a practice where your cellular memory and your cellular memories don't understand. So it's basically built up. It's like Trump's wall. Trump put a wall up. There's a wall, and so therefore, it's blocking anything from coming in. It's a wall. So you're yourself, and this happens to a lot of you. You're going out, and you say, "Oh, I forgot this." You go somewhere and you say, "Oh, I forgot that." You go somewhere and you be like, "I forgot to grab it," or you go somewhere and you say, "Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry." Why do you keep forgetting? Why do you keep forgetting? It's because you don't take time to think through. You're not taking time to think nothing through. And that's because you're not trying to hear and receive the new information. So you go out and you forget. Because there's no receptors in the brain saying, I need to be fed. And if you were feeding your brain constantly new information, the receptors would say, yo, I need my stimuli. I need my stimuli. Give me something to do. Give me something to work on. Give me something to focus on. Give me something to remember. Give me something to upgrade me. Give me something to feel good. So certain people, they become sapiosexuals. You know what a sapiosexual is? Somebody who is turned on by information, turned on by by intellectual people. Someone who's turned on by an intellectual person. And so your mind gets masturbated by someone who speaks very intellectually. But you yourself is not turned on by receiving new information. Your mind is masturbated by someone who speaks very intellectually. He gets you off. She gets you off. But you yourself are not satisfying you with new information. So you're not turned on by your own self. You're not turning yourself on. You're not turning yourself on. Literally, you're not turning yourself on. You're not turning that light on inside of you. You understand? Part 2 is not present in the mind. For a sense of program normalcy. Right. Let me say this again. Not present in mind. These people don't know what it means to be focused. Because you're not present in mind. As I explained, you're so self-conscious of you and what you look like and what people are thinking of you and how you are. Everywhere you go, you're ready to go. You're ready to quickly go. And so when the lecturer is speaking, you don't retain any new information. Because you're so ready to get up and go, or you're so ready to get up and leave, and you're so ready to get back to a place of comfort or stagnation. Let's just call it out. You're so ready to get back to a place of stagnation. And that's a sick, mental ill person. That's why I call you mentally ill. That's what it means to be mentally ill. Because you rather let bacteria infest and grow in your mind. You rather let viruses grow and infest in your mind. Because you're not trying to receive and retain anything new. So what I said is, you're not present in mind. These people don't know what it means to be focused. And what does it mean to be focused? You not allowing yourself to be distracted. Okay? You're not allowing yourself to be distracted. And I heard somebody explain distraction a very good way, that actually the word distraction is the wrong word for the opposite of focus. I forgot the word he used, but he said distraction is not the word that we should use, because the distraction it means to be, when you break the word down and you look at it, it is detract. And to detract from something is you fell off, right? You fell off you fell off the trail, or you fell off course, or something slippery, right? You lost traction. So when he was saying the word distraction is actually the wrong word. Distraction. To use when we're talking about being focused. And I forget the word to use, but for the sake of not remembering that old information, because I'm constantly remembering new information, because I'm not remembering old information. You understand? I'm not just letting that information stay within, because I'm constantly gaining for new and looking for new information. Correct? So part 2, not being present in mind. These people don't know what it means to be focused. You forget a lot because you don't listen to me. I'm gonna say this twice, but I'm gonna say it. It's gonna mean 2 different ways, because you don't know what it means to be focused, but you don't know what it means to be focused. You don't know what it means to be focused, but you don't know what it means. What it means. What does it mean to be focused? What does it mean being focused? What does focused being, what does it mean being focused? What does that even mean? You understand? So you don't know what it means to be focused, but you don't know what it means. Like, what does it mean to you? What does it mean? What does it matter to you to be focused? And that's the thing right there. That is the problem. That is the point. You don't have a reason for being focused. You don't have a why or a knowing for why you need to be focused. There is no outcome. There is no end goal. So you don't know what it means. So therefore, there is no discipline. You don't know what it means to you. What does it matter to you to be focused? What does it mean to you to be a focused being? What does that mean to you? And for me to be focused, it means something for me to be focused. Why? Because there's something that I see at the end of the tunnel for me. There's something that I'm working toward daily. So I know what it means to be. I cannot allow myself to not be focused, because being focused has meaning to me. Being focused has matter to me. It has weight. So I cannot allow myself to not be focused. I have to be focused, because I see something at the end of the road for me, at the end of the tunnel. And you cannot be someone without a plan of your own and not be focused on it. You cannot allow me or someone else to be your lead focus. You have to know what it means to have an end goal. And what did I say? It makes no sense to be in love with somebody after the age of 30, 34, 35, after about 35 years old. It doesn't make sense at all I'm being honest, and I'm just speaking my heart. It don't make no sense at all to be in love with someone if y'all ain't waking up in love with a vision together, in love with a masterpiece, in love with a goal, in love with something that's bigger and greater than you. And y'all take y'all two minds, bring them, what does they say? 2 heads are better than one. It makes no sense to be in love with somebody after the age of 35 and you're not in love with a vision together. We can't just be in love to be in love. That makes no sense. After a certain, from high school till our 20s, in the romantic stages of life, yeah, let's go ahead and be in love, because this is our romantic stages. And in your 20s, you're traveling, you're either in college or you're not, and you're figuring life out in your 20s, and you're like, you know what, baby, I love you so much. I know I'm going to marry you. I know I want kids by you. I know that's going to come. But these are our romantic years. These are our what they call elope. These are our elope years. Let's elope. Let's go and elope. Let's take our life and let's go in our 20s. Yeah, we can do all of that in our 20s. That's what those years are for. Let's elope together, baby. We ain't eloping after 35. I'm sorry, baby. We got to get up and we got to be focused. We not eloping. We not eloping after that age, baby. What you say? I'm 25 at this point, and my life What does it mean to be focused? I'm 25 and I'm at this point in my life. What does it mean to be? Yeah, you are a very wise one, Nagasi. You are a very wise intellectual, and you have overachieved the arc of most 25-year-olds. Because I remember when I was 25, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. I was on a whole nother trip. I was drinking in clubs and all that good stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, hold on. We got to take a tea break in a minute, man. We really do. We got to take a tea break. Okay, cool. We haven't even got to the... I'm going to be quick about these other points because I was just going on and on and on and on. What you say? After 35, it's partnership time. That's right. After 35, listen, I'm not waking up just to be in love. I got a vision. I got a goal. I have a vision. I'm going to draw it out for you. Here's the picture. Can you see it? Okay, that's where we need to get to. Now that you have the picture, outline the steps, the people that it takes. Outline all of that takes us to that desired goal. Outline it and framework it and say, okay, this is what we need to do to get there. Here's what needs to happen to get there. Here's what we can see the finish line, but we need to look at the steps that it takes to get to the finish line. I show you the picture. I draw the picture out for you, and you're looking at the picture and you're saying, okay, I see it now. Now, every single day, you need to be waking up and ambitiously waking up to me saying, we got to go. You understand? We got to go. So, I'm staying focused. She said, let's stay focused on that picture, right? Let's stay focused on that picture and create our reality. I love that. Let's do that every single day. Let's take a tea break real quick, a 1-minute breather, so we can get into the take off the mask, heal the matter, take off the mask, face the truth, and heal the matter points. Now, I'm going to be really quick because I let a lot of time lag because this one right here meant something to me. So I let a lot of time lag. And so we got to be very quick about we're going to take a 45-second to 1-minute break. Just take a breather, relax with me, and dance a little bit. Okay? But let's take a breather first. All right? Take a breather. Breathe in. Take a deep breath from the soul, from the gut, okay? Let it rise. Let it elevate. Let it sit at the top. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release through the mouth. Slow. I always feel good when I do that. Do it again one more time. Ready? One more time. Go. Inhale through the nose. Let it rise. Let it rise. Let it rise. Let it elevate. Let it sit at the top now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release it slow. You got the picture now? Huh? All right, take a little break. Take 30 seconds, 45 seconds to breathe. Okay? Take some tea. Get you a sip. Good. Good. That was perfect. Okay? That song went off perfect. All right, let's come back. Get your notes, get your pens out. Let's let's take off the mask real quick. We're going to run through these ones because I kind of took too much time. We're going to run through these points that I do. Take off the mask, face the truth, and heal the matter. So we're going to do all of these things right now. All right? So let's take off the mask. You forget a lot because you believe you're not in control of your outside circumstances. And you may say, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do believe. I do. Yes, I do. I do believe I'm in control of my outside circumstances. But I can prove to you that you don't believe that. You don't believe that. Because you look at people in power and say, it's the government, it's the system. And let me tell you something. As corrupt as the system is, as much as they are destroying the environment, as much as they are deforesting the forest, as much as they are doing all these things, one thing they cannot stop from happening. With all of the corruption going on in society that we can blame it on, all of these. But there's one thing that it cannot stop. That is the nature of natural disasters that come to do what? Oh my God, this one finna hit good. That does what? It wipes out old information to bring in new information. You cannot stop the nature of natural disasters, which does what? It eliminates old information. When the planet starts to become poisoned and becomes rotten and becomes corrupt within, what does it do? It sends a natural disaster to begin to do what? It begins to cleanse. That's why COVID is here. Why is COVID here? Because there was an infestation of old information sitting around for too long. So COVID had to come in and clean out house. Why? Because that's what a body does when it gets sick. It sends in a virus to begin to cleanse it out. And so the nature of a natural disaster does this. It takes old information out because we put information into the consciousness of this planet. And the planet says, I am sick and I am dying and I am becoming poisoned because of this. And a natural disaster comes and wipes everything clean. It cleanses it. It cleanses it of the old information. And it inserts new information. It inserts new information. And this is what you should be doing. You should not be blaming the government. You should not be blaming the system. And you should not be blaming white people. You should be blaming you not remembering who you are. If you know who you are, then guess what? No one can stop you from being perfectly whole and complete you. No one can stop nature from being perfectly whole and complete nature, meaning it cannot stop nature from wanting to cleanse itself. And you cannot stop, only you stop you from renewing your mind, renewing your cells, renewing your cellular and molecular memory of who you are. And only you. So you got to face the truth. You got to take off the mask. You are the one. You are the one believing you're not in control of your outside circumstances. And because of this situation alone, you forget to do anything for yourself. You forget to do things that replicates who you want to be because you don't be it already, as I've been teaching for years, that you don't need to become anything. You need to be it. Okay? But because you don't believe this is who you be already. And so you're thinking in order to quote unquote become something, it takes somebody from the outside to help you become that. And so therefore there is forgetfulness of information on who you are. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are, so you blame everything else for making you who you are. You don't know who you are. So you blame everything else for making you who you are. And so we got to take the mask off on that, because nature shows us that when there is a sickness within the planet, it will do a thing called cleansing itself, or it will send a disaster our way. And natural disasters are nothing more than the planet sneezing and coughing the mucus up. Natural disasters is nothing more than the planet sneezing and coughing the mucus up, the congestion up. That's what it's doing. It's cleansing itself of the sickness. You understand? And the same thing, as above, so below. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. We are nothing different. Our body, our cellular structure are made the same exact way. Plants are made the same exact way. They have cellular membrane. We have cellular membrane. But a plant remembers who it is. Why? Because you could go cut grass and then a week later it'd be right back. Because it remembers who it is. You could go cut grass and a week later the grass would be right back. Because it remembers who it is. It doesn't forget who it is. But you don't remember who you are, so you forget everything else. I remember daily who I am. So therefore, I don't forget the things important. That's why I said, what does it mean to be focused? I remember who I am daily. I know who I am. And I remember who I am. On a spiritual, mental, emotional level. I remember who I am. And so therefore, there's no forgetting of this information, that what it takes to be focused for me. And so I wake up daily with a drive, with a passion, with a purpose to make sure that I am living out everything that is framework outside of the picture that I see. I make sure that I'm living out the framework of that picture that I see. I make sure that I'm touching all these keynotes that need to happen for me to get to that end goal. And if you're not focused on the outside framework, and you're just looking at the picture, the end goal, and you're not looking at the outside framework, you're not doing the outside framework, guess what you're going to do? If you're just looking at the end goal, you're going to forget the important stuff to get to the end goal. That's the truth. And you believe you're not in control of those outside frameworks, those outside circumstances. You believe you're not in control of the outside circumstances or the outer framework of the end goal. You don't believe you're in control of that. And I'm telling you, and you're blaming this and you're blaming that. But nature has a way of showing us who we are, because nature is as we are. So nature has a way of showing us. When old information is retained within the body of the planet, what does it do? It sends a natural disaster to begin to cleanse itself up. And a natural disaster, again, is nothing more than the planet sneezing and coughing up the mucus, the illness, the sickness, the dis-ease within the body. And so it sends out old information. It washes the old information out. And it forces us as a human being to construct new information in order to live in harmony with the planet. That's why you're starting to see naturescapes in cities now. Naturescapes, they're trying to now not forget about destroying nature, but incorporate nature in a lot of different cities now. And you can see this in Europe. You can see this in Europe, how they are incorporating naturescapes inside of these new development places that they're building. You understand why? Because when you put naturescapes inside of these type of developments, people remember naturally who they are, and then they begin to live in a more peaceful, harmonic way. Because of the naturescapes that they integrate incorporate inside of everyday human life. So if you go over to Europe, you'll see this a lot now. You'll see that they're building new development constructions, and within the new development constructions, they're building these beautiful naturescapes inside the developments. Why is that? Because there's something that says when we connect to nature, there's a peace that comes over us. And the peace that comes over us is a harmony with ourselves. And when we have a harmony with ourselves, then we will respect nature and respect the planet. Why? Because we're recognizing in these naturescapes how peaceful we are inside of them. And then from that, will you start to remember how you are in control? Because when you come back to center, nature brings you back to center. And when you come back to center, come back to self, come back to mind, you begin to see, damn, I'm in control of my peace of mind. I'm in control of my situation. I'm in control. I'm in control of what's going on around me. Wow, that's kind of crazy. But you don't recollect, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't make the connection. that when you're, unless you actually go out into the woods. But in these naturescapes that they're building and incorporating inside these new housing developments, they don't usually make the connection why they're so at peace. It's because they put these naturescapes inside of these new developments, and people all of a sudden are in control of their peace. And next thing you know, meditation is taking the world by storm. Yoga is taking the world by storm, especially in the West when it was really old in the East. It's old in the East. See, I could call myself a meditation teacher, and I don't say this because I'm not saying this because I'm special. But I didn't want to call myself a meditation teacher or a guide until I actually went and sat under one in the Philippines at the Taoist temple. It was when that and see, I didn't want to say, oh, I have a Western mindset of what meditation is. I'm going off on a tangent. I have a Western mindset of what meditation is. No, I don't have a Western mindset. It comes from the East, and I have an Eastern philosophy of what meditation is because I went to the East to get it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not special by design because of that, but I knew I couldn't call myself fully. I couldn't really integrate the body of meditation, the thoughts of meditation, the mind of meditation, if I didn't really go and put the work in to go and sit under a master teacher in the Philippines at a meditation temple. And I did that for myself to say, okay, I've been granted the notion. That's me going off on a tangent. Okay, cool. Getting back on point, because we got to take off the mask. We took off the mask. So you let things happen to you. So you're not, what's this? Hold on. So you let things happen to you. And so you're not receiving or you're not receiving or you're not hearing, I'm sorry. You're not hearing that voice inside of you. You're not hearing from the divine mind within you. You're not hearing from the divine mind within you. We got to face the truth. And I told you we're going to run through these quick. Let's face the truth. You who forget a lot need to know who you are. Okay? You need to know who you are. And I will ask, do you sit with yourself daily? Do you sit daily with yourself and assess who you are? Where you're going? This is how you forget. Because you're not sitting down and you're not assessing. You're not taking an assessment. Every day I take an assessment of my vision, of my goal, of my end result, where I want to be, where I want to go, where I want to do, what I want to do. But I realize that if I'm focused on that, I wake up and I be that. And so now all I do is the framework to bring it all back and to bring the picture into scope. I do the framework. I do the outside framework to bring the picture into scope. You understand? So you got to assess daily. You resent and you resist. You don't get your way in life. Now I'm going through these real quick. You don't get your way in life. So you resent. And because you don't resist, and because you don't resist, because, hold on, what am I saying? And because you don't, oh yeah, it got wet right there. And because you don't, you resist what's good coming your way. You resist what's good coming your way. You need to see how this is part of your forgetful ways. Inside you are holding on to the threads and to the fibers of resentment. This is human nature. This is human nature. So we forget because you still are holding on to this one thing or many things that's allowing you not to retain new information. And not gather new information. So you're not retaining anything new. You're not retaining anything new, beloved. And this is why there's a problem here. This is why it's an issue with forgetting. Because you are not retaining, you're not taking an assessment. And you resent and resist. You resent the system, because this is where you're blaming it, outside circumstances. You resent the system, so you resist any good coming your way or any good information trying to come in. Because you resent the system, you don't even know that you're resisting new information. You're holding back from yourself, and you don't even know you're holding back from yourself. You're sitting around stuck with old information because in your mind, the resentment of the system got you believing outside circumstances is controlling your whole pattern of life. You understanding me? So now let's heal the matter real quick. Let's heal the matter and then we're going to be done. Because I only got like maybe 5 more minutes to end it. Heal the matter. Begin by letting things go faster. Things that bother you, you must let go of. Things that get under your skin a lot, or things that get to you easily. You got to learn how to let go quicker. And begin to conform to only what you want. And from there, you'll know what you want. And you won't forget those steps. You won't forget those steps that align with those in which you believe. So what I'm saying is, you'll remember more. You'll remember more from when you remember only that what you want. Did you hear what I just said? Did you write that down? You'll remember more. You'll remember more from when you remember only that what you want. And if that's rooted in your heart, if that's rooted inside your heart, it's in your DNA, you'll remember other things. And why is this? Because you don't need to remember what you want. It's already weeded within you. What did I say? You can cut grass, a week later it'll be right back. Because there's a cellular memory within the soil that gives information to the grass to continue to grow and surface. And so when you remember what you want, when you remember only that what you want, when you remember only that what you want, and if that is rooted within your heart, it'll be like grass. People can cut it. People can come in and say things. People can attack you. People can chop you down to size. People can make you feel small. People can come with all these outside circumstances we can blame. And that can come in. And that people can cause to happen. All these outside things can come to us, against us. But it's remembered within your heart, rooted within the fibers of your DNA. And so therefore, while they're chopping down grass, JD said, I got to keep the grass cut because so you can see the snakes when they come in and I heat their ass up. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You got to keep the grass cut. So when you can see, so when the snakes is coming, you can point them out. And you can say, no, this ain't, get away, chop this, cut them down. Because the more they come in, the more they're trying to infiltrate. The more they're trying to infiltrate. And you have to know who you are. Know what you want. Wake up daily with knowing who you are. Wake up daily with knowing what you want. And you'll see the picture, but you don't forget the outside framework, and you don't blame outside work. You don't blame outside systems, outside things. You looking at the frame, you're looking at the picture, but you're looking at the framework and saying, this has nothing to do with the framework. I'm actually in reach of that. I'm actually in reach of this. I actually can do this. And people are going to say no to you when you're trying to become something or be something or, be magnificent in your life. People are going to say no. So what? That's just a part of the option. The option is you either get a yes or you get a no. You think you're going to get a yes every time? Treat your no's like a yes. Treat your no's like a yes. When somebody says to me, no, I say next. When I'm trying to do something, somebody say no, and I'm asking them, hey, I'm this, I'm that, I'm here to do this and offer this. No, we don't need that. I say next. Next, okay? Next. You're going to hear no a lot. And I heard no a lot. Trust me, I have. And it's okay to hear no. No is just part of the options that they choose from. You understand? Sometimes they'll tell you what think about it. To me, I take that as a no. I ain't got time for you to wait and think about it. Call me when you have thought about it. When it's done, said and done. All right? All right. Whew. Cool. Wow. A lot of information today on that one. A lot of information on that one today. But I don't want you to be forgetful. I just don't want you to be forgetful. I want you to take what I said today and get something from it. Okay? I went off on some tangents. I said a few things that might have struck a chord in you, but I'm here to help you. I might have convicted you, but I'm here to help you. I'm here to show you the better way. I'm here to show you the best way. I'm here to show you a greater way. And I go back to my point. If you're not waking up, in love with something greater than yourself, some type of challenge that fuels you, that inspires you, if you're not waking up with some challenge, you're allowing the door to be closed on receiving new information. You're allowing the door to be closed to receive the new information. If you're not waking up with something in you that's making you want to do and be great, and you don't have to be famous, you just have to be great. You can be great without being famous. I'm not looking for fame. I actually had it and I didn't want it. I turned it away. I had a little bit of it. I tasted it, but I didn't want it. I wanted greatness. I wanted greatness from myself, because there's some things that I want that I don't want outside circumstances, quote unquote, controlling for me. I want to be in full control of what I receive. And so therefore I am doing the outside framework, because that's what I want. I want to be great. I don't need to be famous. I just want to be great. And I'm going to be great. I'm going to be great at what I do. I'm going to be great at everything I do, because I make it my business when I wake up to go out and be great. Okay? Reading new material, meditating on new information, breathing in new oxygen, taking my time to breathe in that new prana, that fresh prana. You see? Breathe. All right, y'all. I love you. I have spent so much time with you here today. I appreciate all y'all being here. Come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. I will be back again to do another one. I don't know the one that's coming up next, but it is there. And we'll be back tomorrow to do another part of this series, Breaking Habitual Patterns. I want you to not be forgetful, okay? I want you to be remembering a lot of things. Look here. I love you. I love me. I love us.
Before you came round, I was ready to slow down.
Don't forget to get the book. Go to my link in my bio. Go to the link in my bio. Get the book, Breaking Out, Escape the Fear of Failure. It's in my store, in my website. On my website, you can shop at the store and get this book. That's how you order it from Amazon. Or you can order it from me by getting in the comments or DMing me and saying you want a signed copy of my book. I'll get your information from you, and I'll make sure that I'll get my information from you, and I'll make sure that I'll get the information from you, and I'll make sure that you receive the copy of the book. Okay? All right. I love you. I love you. I love me. I love us. Ashe, atone, and amen. Be well and be light, beloved.